Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my previous subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, we are going to be talking about and discussing Social Security and what that means for us in the future. Now, a lot of us have been paying into it. I just got done, I think yesterday, recording the video for Medicaid. It should be out and already out. As of today, I just released it. So, I was like, you know what, let's take a look at Social Security. I think as of when you're looking at this video, because today is Thursday, you should hopefully see this by Friday evening. Hopefully, is when you see this specific video posted. Now, this video is being recorded on Thursday, February the 27th at 8:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as of when I am recording this specific video. I want to take a quick look and take a quick dive and see what's going on here. Yeah, that's really all about it. There's nothing really in the news cycle about Social Security yet, so I figured let's get ahead of the crew and let's see what's going on. Anyway, if you want to help out the channel grow in some capacity, you can do so by liking, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, or even commenting in the comment section below, or watching this video longer than normal. You'll be telling the algorithm, hey, I like this content, show me more. You'll be showing my content, other secretary card readers, and astrology. So help me, help you, help everybody. Plus, if you want to be able to comment freely because YouTube is actively deleting comments, or even better yet, be notified when I do post and upload, you can go into the description or the comment section below and follow my Blue Sky account and my Facebook group so you can be notified when I do post and upload next. Alright, this video is just for entertainment purposes only, for educational purposes only. Anything I do or say in this video is just for life purposes only, and I'm not legally liable for anything I say, as this is just an entertainment video. Alright, let's begin. Let me make sure it's all bright. Perfect. So Spirit Angels tell me in regards to Social Security, what is going on in regards to Social Security here in the United States? What is the future of Social Security? As you guys may have probably already figured out, I'm very nasally. I just woke up not too long ago. Okay. So we have ten of Cups coming in. We have here the Chariot on the left. We have the Republicans on the bottom, which is Justice. And we have on the future, the Sun. How do we clarify? So tell me the clarification, the inference. Okay, can you give me a little bit more information? Okay, something in the future. Okay. Is this remodeled? Okay, is this remodeled? The Social Security system remodeled? Okay, so I'm going to explain to layout. We have the Tower card reversed, which means it doesn't look like anything will be happening that's major. Because we have here victory in reverse. So it feels like it's mixed. So I'm going to explain that in a second. So here we have what's going on in Social Security, these cards here. And this is saying what the story is about, what's to really further clarify what we're reading here. So this is going to be like what's going on, what's more about the story, and this is asking whether or not it's going to be restructured to meet the needs of the modern day. So, let's take a look. Let's read on Social Security. So the first card that comes in was a very good card. It's the Ten of Cups. So it's a very rewarding card. It's a card that a lot of people have benefited from. No matter who or what you are, you have benefited from Social Security in some way, or you're going to benefit in some way. It also shows that people were given a promise of hope of financial security, that they can finally breathe a sigh of relief. That's the promise. So the card that represents Social Security is the promise. Right? What it was promised, what it was sold to the American people as, right? This idea. Here you have the Chariot, which is the Democrat, the one who won many terms as president, the only president to serve more than 2 terms. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, right? He comes in as the chariot. Here we have the Republican, which is represented as the Justice card. It served its purpose. The Social Security has served its purpose. It has done more good than it has done harm. And here you have the Justice. It has been served. It did well. It did right by the people. But 45 does come in. And the Republicans do come in, which means they challenge this hope. They challenge this promise. They challenge the centricity, the security, and the financial stability of all Americans because they are directly underneath the sole promise. This is part of the American dream. If and when the Republicans do decide to do away with Social Security, and only then Americans will realize the American dream never was nothing more than just a dream. Right? There's a reason why they call it a dream and not an American success or an American lifestyle. They call it an American dream because only those who can dream cannot stay awake. Right? So the Justice card here is saying that there will be people who will realize that the American dream is dead, who still believe in their hearts and souls that the American dream is active till today. But the American dream does not work for the average American, it only works for the mere rich. People with financial wealth already established within their name. The right side here, though, we have the Sun card. And the Sun card comes in with new vitalization, a new baby, a new idea, a new concept, right? And it comes in right on this new horse. And this even goes as far back as when it was initially created. Right? This is what it comes back into. Because it goes back into 1944, 1946, I'm getting. But it also goes towards the future, so it's going back and forth. It goes back to the past and future simultaneously. Here, the Sun card is telling me that it was a brand new idea, a new concept, a new thought. Something that one can look forward to, right? Something to reward the hard work and hard labor of all the American people who are working. This is the Sun card here, a new idea. It also means going towards the future of the modern era now. The Sun card is indicative of stating a new initiative will be replacing Social Security as we know it today. A new idea, a new concept. And it comes in through the form of the Empress. The Empress. Now, the reason why I was not sure exactly what it means, because this is my Liberty card, it also means foreign interference, foreign government. We are going to take a look and see what these cards are and what they are trying to tell us more about the story to better understand and better grasp what is happening in this outcome here. Now, the first card that comes in is the past. Oh, excuse me, it's in the future, because this is my past card, the Six of Cups. When it's upright, it means goes back to the past administration. It's reversed, it means it's going towards the future or a future administration. This is not going to really take place under 45's administration, but it is going to start to, a new initiative will take place revolving around Social Security. Maybe they'll find a loophole, maybe they're going to close it, maybe they're going to expand on the loophole, maybe it's going to be assaulted in some way. But regardless, Social Security does look like it's here to stay. But whether or not it becomes still beneficial or better for the people, that remains to be seen and remains to be said in the card. But after the future card here, when we go into this future, when this outcome comes in, we have here the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is very interesting here. Because it means there is something wrong with the money here in Social Security. There is something wrong with the money. Something cannot be held. Something's not being held with the money. Maybe you lose that, maybe the money gets wiped under 45, and this is what starts a new initiative, a new approach, a new idea. We have the Ace of Wands. I don't think they're going to be able to sell the idea. I don't think they're going to be able to sell it. If this is a proposal for this new initiative, it's not going to be well liked or well received by many Americans. I'm also getting that the purpose and the sole initiative of the promise in which the Americans were stole on the idea of Social Security, the Ace of Wands comes in as reverse, which means they're no longer the leader of that. Whatever that is, they're not the leader. They're not able to achieve what they want to achieve, not able to get the goal that they desire. Underneath that Six of Cups reversed, though, we also have the Five of Wands reversed, which is a very interesting card, which means the path of least resistance, right? The path of least resistance in the future, which means the initiative for Social Security is going to lead us toward the path of the least resistance, which means that I'm assuming that based on what I'm getting now and the information that's here, because it's going to be a new initiative that's going to be taking place within Social Security in the new administration after 45. But this path of the path of least resistance could be one that is helping people, and therefore it comes with no resistance, or possibly they misinform the American people so much so that that is the path of least resistance. But either way, it's still going to play out in that formality. It's dependent on the people in charge and who they are and how they're able to accomplish that section, which is the path of least resistance. Underneath the Queen of Pentacles, though, we have the Hierophant reverse, which means the government. The government's unable and unable to hold the money, which it feels like to me something's wrong with Social Security in terms of money income, which I'm going to read on after this part of the reading. But I'm wondering, like, if the money disappears. And here we have underneath the Ace of Wands here the promise that it was given, the Emperor. The Emperor is reversed, the authority, right? The purpose that is served is reversed. And it's represented here as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of Swords reversed, which means mental stability. Which tells me here that people feel like because they can no longer rely on the government, that they no longer feel burdened to the government in some way. It almost feels like, it's very hard to describe, but it feels like Americans, because of whatever happened with Social Security, it feels like more like a removal at this point. It feels like a removal, but then they try to get people back in, but with a new idea, and it just failed because the idea and the concept just isn't there. Whatever it is. But this card here with the Emperor and the Nine of Swords reversed is kind of telling me here, because I'm getting into my gut intuition, that it feels very strongly like the American people feel free. Like they don't feel like they have to work as much because there's nothing to work for. There's nothing to work towards. The only reason why a lot of Americans are working as much as they are is for the temporary promise that they themselves can get a retirement. But there's a saying here that maybe American people realize that this would never happen. This was an empty promise that's not guaranteed. That this is not guaranteed. Like this is not guaranteed. But this is guaranteed. You can live your life the way you want. You don't have to live your life at work, 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 work. And the culture of the work-life balance is going to start to shift here in the United States. The attitude, the approach of workers are going to shift because of Social Security and what happened with Social Security. Now, the cross here, because we're asking for clarification here, what was this card? So this was the reading. This was the outcome here. I believe that was talking about the removal. If it was going to be like removed or something, I think. What is the spirit? Okay, I have no idea. So I do apologize. Here we have the new concept. It's like it's going to be replaced with a new idea. I think that's what it was. New idea. Here we have the Queen of Swords. Right? Queen of Swords comes in with this new idea, this fresh idea. Something that's very stable. Right? Comes in very strongly. It's very well established. It has a good foundation. It's sideways. It's a challenge. The challenge is that good foundation. The challenge is a good concept. Something that is well informed, well established. Which means this person, whoever this is, needs to be able to draft a plan ahead of time and ensure that they acquire all possible and every loophole that could come out of it. They need to think of every situation because this is not a program that is meant to last 4 years. This is a program that is meant to last centuries. That's how it was designed, and it needs to be able to be well thought out and well informed. Here we have underneath the Queen of Swords, the King of Pentacles, which represents 45. It also represents the money within Social Security, right? That is a challenge here. How do you protect the money is really what it's saying. And how do you evenly distribute it based on those who contribute to it, right? That's what it's saying, how to best contribute. And now, why is this important and why is it talking about contribution? Is because a lot of people don't realize, more than anything, that many Americans now have certain age groups and age classes and generations, that we have Gen X, Gen Y, Millennial, Alpha, Gen Z, all of those, each one have a certain amount of population. So let's say, for example, the baby boomers have 80 million people, right? So they have 80 roughly around 80 million people donating money, well, not donating, but giving money to Social Security, which means that as that baby boomer grows, because of the large population, which means that the generation before the baby boomer will benefit more greatly because they had kids, because there's a lot more money to go around. But by the time the baby boomers get older, there's not enough money if they have a lower population threshold than their own generation, which means they themselves will receive a smaller portion than what their parents did. If that makes any sense. So let me describe it here. So just say, for example, let me get my pen. So let's just say, for example, your parents had like what? They donate $500, right? $500 a month or whatever that total is. I don't know what Social Security is, but $500 a month, and that's how much your parents donated. And they were the silent generation. Then the baby boomers generation came in, and the baby boomers generation were able to donate at least 600, right? Because of the higher population, which means that the generation before benefits more because there's more money going in because the baby boomers are so young, which means they don't get to take money out of Social Security until they're older. That is the idea, that's the concept. So the bigger the generation is that comes after the generation that is now, and they themselves will benefit from Social Security more greatly than those who have a lower population that comes after that bigger generation. Which means that if we had a big baby boomer generation and there's a smaller population threshold after the generation, the baby boomers would essentially be disproportionately get way less than their parents did because there's less money to go around in concept here. So that is essentially how Social Security works and how it operates. They need to be able to figure out a way to circumvent that to be able to ensure that it's more evenly and more fair, right? Here we have the High Priestess reverse, which tells me there is a lack of structure, a lack of terminology here, a lack of understanding in how it works. And therefore, I don't have confidence that right now is going to be enacted. Now, we're going to ask the question to the card directly, a little bit more specifically, is it going to be removed? And what is DOGE going to do to it? Because clearly DOGE is actually investing themselves heavily in every aspect and every way of a way of life in America, that it just makes sense for them to just go after Social Security as well. I bet you, and I guarantee you, that Roosevelt never had this in mind. But he did fear fascism, and I must say that. He did fear fascism. Now, fun thing to know, well, it's actually not fun, but a little historical fact here is that when there are tariffs, it breeds the condition that ripened for fascism. The United States had many fascist parties, and it came around in 1920, which was the Madison Square Garden, the most famous place, which we saw during 45 rally where he talked about Puerto Rico and everything like that. But essentially, fascism was always in the United States, and it was bred because remember I told you guys about like we had our second Great Depression, and if anything, this will be our third, and we're heading towards that way. Well, essentially, fascism was bred out of the first depression. Because of that, fascism arrived in the United States and actually was born here. It was not born in Germany, it was born here in the United States. Fascism lived and breathed within the United States. It does not live and breathe in other nations. It can affect them, but it lives and breathes here. Alright, so Spirit Angels tell me about Social Security. Are you saying it's going to be removed? Wishful thinking. Okay. Wishful thinking, something gets revealed, or the moon reverse, with the King of Wands reverse, and here we have the four cups reverse, challenged by the lovers. I'm getting mixed information. I get mixed information. I wonder if it's misinformation. Like there's misinformation going around about what's going on with Social Security, and that is causing some sort of confusion. The default code that we have here on the bottom is denied out of stores, and then to top it off with the page of wands reverse, which means leadership. Um, we have the page of cups here, which means wishful thinking. We have the moon card here, which means reveal or something gets shown into the light, and it has to do with the king of wands here, which means they're trying to reveal something, but it's not a conservative approach. They're trying to attack it because it was a liberal policy. They don't like it because it's liberal, because a Democrat put it in, not because a Republican put it in. That's the whole concept. That's the only reason why they're against it, because a Democrat put it in, not a Republican, and people benefited from it. That's what the issue is with this thing. Here we have the Four of Cups reversed, which tells me if they were to remove it, there won't be something that will be replaced, because it almost feels like to me there's no idea, no initiative that will be taken up on it. Like it almost feels like it's dead in the water, essentially. And here we have the Lovers card, which tells you the generations benefit greatly from this. I have no confidence that they're going to actively try and dismantle it. We'll be happy with the Ace of Cups. Despite the Page of Wands here, they don't really have the energy for it. Like, I almost feel like there's something here with Social Security that, like, they have to be very careful, because this alone will cause uproar. And this alone will actually piss a lot of people off to the point where, what do you call it? It's going to cause major issues, which is why it feels like to me they're skipping around and there's a lot of misinformation. So I would have to keep an eye out on that. Like I feel like it's going to be more of like setting the stage or more of the AI approach. But let's go and take a look at DOGE and see. Let's put DOGE up against Social Security and let's see what that looks like. I think that might be able to give us a better understanding about what's going on with Social Security. Because I kept saying repeatedly, it looks like it is, and there's a new initiative, but it happened under a new administration. It's a little bit confusion, so hopefully this clears it up. So Spirit Angel tell me, give me 3 cards to represent those up against Social Security. I'm going to pin them both together, so each one gets 3 cards. So give me those first, 3 cards for those. Are we ready? Ashley, you want me to go 1 card, 1 card, 1 card, 1 card, 1 card, 1 card? Yep, do that. Okay, let's do that. Okay, let me know when I'm done shuffling. Okay, so the way it's going to work is I put 1 card for DOGE, 1 card for Social Security, 1 card for DOGE, 1 card for Social Security. I'll show you. Okay, so first card for DOGE, 6 of Wands, 6 of Swords reverse. First card for Social Security, 2 of Swords reverse. Second card for DOGE, Strength. Second card for Social Security, the Hanged Man. Third card for DOGE, 3 of Wands reverse. And third card for Social Security, 7 of Swords. And the top of the card here, we have the 5 of Cups. That should be up here. 5 of Cups. Bottom card. And here is the King of Wands reverse. Who's that? I'm hearing Vance and Elon. I'm not hearing 45. I'm hearing Vance and Elon. I'm hearing the word Olonia. Funny. Okay, anyway. Let's see. Is money going missing in Social Security? Is that what's happening? Is money going missing in Social Security? Okay, this is our answer. The middle card here could be our answer. Well, actually, should be with us. Don't tell me to keep it like that. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Page of Swords reverse. Right? And here we have the Ace of Pentacles. Not a good card you want to have when you're asking that question. Alright, so let me explain to be able to better help you understand. This is DOGE or DOGE, right? This is Social Security. And this is the top of the deck. This is the bottom of the deck. And these 3 cards here represent is money being stolen from Social Security. But it could be even $1, even a penny, doesn't matter. As long as something being taken out of Social Security, this will be the answer. And here is the bottom of the deck, the Ace of Pentacles, when I asked that question. Okay, let's read. We want to pin them both together so you can better get an understanding about what's going on with Social Security. First card that we get here in DOGE is we have the Six of Swords, which means going into troubled water. DOGE is very trouble. It's caused trouble, and it has a lot of strength. It has a lot of momentum. Has a lot of ability because it has a groundwork, it has a playground, it has a playbook, a guidebook, if you will. It doesn't need to do a lot of much. It doesn't need to do a lot of thinking. You know, part of the problem with a lot of people who take over government, they go in with no plan. This government went in with a plan. They even knew what they were going to do, and they played it out very well. That's why people look upon Reagan and say that he was a great president. When you really look at it, Reagan actually had the 1980 playbook similar to Project 2025, right? And that's why Reagan was able to do some things that he was able to do because he was propped up by the Heritage Foundation, the same foundation that now currently endorses Project 2025, the same way that they propped up Reagan. Now, it comes in here as the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is, this for me looks like, and it's always been my card for that. But it's always been like that guy who's overlooking the destruction that he himself has caused, overseeing the destruction of his own nation, his own country. It feels like to me that DOGE does not see that. It does not see that it's destroying things. It sees it as something that is helping, something that is strengthening the power that may be. But it doesn't see it in that way. Maybe it's the people who are actually involved. They see this as an initiative to help people. But that doesn't mean that's the original intent. Right? The people are going and being fed and people doing the work think this. They think that they are doing the people's work. They've really gotten brought into this idea that this is what they're doing. Not realizing they're doing this. They're destroying things. But they can't see this. Right? So we're asking, how is DOGE against Social Security? Even if it does that, it doesn't see the problem. It can't see the problem ahead. They can't see the issues ahead. They're just going to move, removed, removed, removed. It's like they're well-informed, ill-informed. They don't know exactly what was really happening within DOGE. It doesn't really outline its real purpose. Right? The person who created DOGE or DOGE is not openly honest with where he wants to take it with the people who are employed for him, but they can't see, the employers or the employees cannot see what they are doing. Whether maybe that might mean that maybe they are physically not allowed to read the news, or possibly even better yet, they may just be blinded thinking that they are loyal to the American people, being patriotic by doing that, not realizing they are being the most unpatriotic as possible. Now, when you compare that to Social Security and what's going to happen, we pin it against DOGE or DOGE, we have here the decision has been made, right? That's why it says here DOGE is trouble, right? It's trouble, causes trouble. The decision has been made. It means that it's been something that's been stable. It's been something that has been consistent throughout a lot of American lives. Here we have the next card that comes in is the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man comes in as something that is being thrown in the water. It can very well be hung upside down, despite its original intention, which is purity and goodness. It can be hanged, right? Which makes a lot of sense because when you coincide this with the Strength card here, DOGE or DOGE, you can see that they are hanging Social Security by a thread, by a needle, if you will. Now here we have people not understanding the destruction that they are causing, the destruction that they are doing. Because the 3 of Wands reversed, and the Social Security card also indicating that the 7 of Swords was telling me there is something being stolen, it feels like to me is that the people who are doing this don't realize that they are making it easy for people to take money in some way from Social Security. Because it's represented here at the 7 of Swords, even though it's reversed, it also gives the same indication here that it's behind the scenes, which means that they truly believe that they are not stealing, they are helping. Not knowing that they are actually siphoning away money from the benefits to them themselves, because the people who are employed are also Americans. Right? People who are employed for DOGE or DOGE are also Americans. They have a lot to benefit from it. So they themselves really got brought into this illusion, or this delusion, really, if you will, that what they're doing is not hurting them and their interests either. Here on the top of the deck here, we have the Five of Cups, which is telling me here that, yeah, there is going to be some sort of loss. I repin this here. It could be a loss whether for Social Security, but also for DOGE or DOGE. There's going to be a mix on either side. DOGE or DOGE has a lot more to lose than Social Security does. And here's how we know this. We know this because there's 3 cups spilled on DOGE's side or DOGE's side. Only 2 cups are standing on Social Security side, which means that Social Security in the end still stands on its 2 feet. But DOGE or DOGE fail to do something with Social Security. They fail in some way. It almost feels like I said, there's that weird mixed information here where it feels like it's fair, it's relevant, it gets brought back, or it gets a reinitiative, but there's an idea or a plan that gets put forth to modernize it. It just doesn't go into fruition in some way. Something happens and it just, it's very weird, it's very tricky to really navigate it. And because we don't have all the information, we don't really know exactly what they're planning to do, so only I can interpret it in the way that I can understand it at this very point in time, which doesn't mean this with 100% accuracy, because I always say this many times before, and I will continue to say that the cards are never wrong, it's the interpreter that's wrong, because we read based on our previous knowledge and understanding of things, not knowing what can come in the future, because if something happened in the future that never happened in the past, how can we read on it if we never actually experienced it before? Same idea, right? We have Social Security, which is a new concept, a new thing, but we never actually experienced a removal. Therefore, it's very hard to foretell that because we don't know exactly how that would play out. So the seven of swords here, the 5 of cups here, more losses for DOGE or DOGE than losses for Social Security. Social Security, I feel like, even if it was removed, it's coming back. This is not something that's going to disappear forever. This is definitely something that's coming back. How it comes back? Well, we don't know yet. Will it even be removed? Well, it's up to them and how strong the strength card is for DOGE or DOGE while they hang Social Security upside down. Right? Because when you hang the guy upside down, he has money in his pocket, he's going to be emptied out completely. That's why the Hanged Man card is also important here. And here we have the King of Wands reverse, which is kind of indicating to me that's always been my vice president card. And we talked about Vance and Elon, which means that they're going to be actively engaged in this. Possibly it's also talking about Vic Ramaswamy, but I'm getting more so Elonia. Now, going into this part of the reading now, which is towards the past, which is the radiator, we have these 3 cards, right? And we have this card, which is at the top of the deck. And that card is indicative of saying the Ace of Pentacles. Now, what question that we asked for Social Security here was whether or not money is being stifled or being stolen from Social Security in this program. The first card that comes in is the Tower card reverse, right? Which means something is minor here. Something minor about the Fool. So, yeah, money is definitely increasing in Social Security, which means that this is what it feels like. It feels like the Fool card is saying that, okay, so even though the Tower card is reversed and the Fool card is reversed, it feels like even if they're taking money, it goes unnoticed because the money keeps increasing in the Social Security budget or allocation, and because of the money and surplus it has that it gets almost in every day, then even if they take a portion of that out, it goes unnoticed. Because it feels like, to me, it feels like it's been continuous, they've been happening, and it's just a part of the system itself. It's been running as that. It's been stifling money away from Social Security since the very beginning when it was created. It was a tool that was designed to be able to not only feed the government more money or to hide things that they are doing by essentially taking money away from the average American, basically consider it as a double tax. Essentially, consider a double tax where the government already has your money and taxed it more than once to essentially justify why they are taking it in some way. So that's what it feels like. It feels like, no, it's not necessarily stealing, but it is. When you look at it from a different point of view, it is because it misled the people into believing something that was going on, but it was really designed to give the government an additional boost of money as another reservoir of money, if you will, if they really needed it. So think of it like a gold bank, right? They have access to this money that they could just pull money out of anytime they wanted. That's what Social Security looks like. That's what it feels like when we asked about it. With money being stolen, it has always been stolen from the beginning, but it has been justified as attacked. And here we have is the five of Pentacles. I mean, no, not all the money will be depleted out of Social Security. It won't necessarily be removed in some way. All of it money won't be stolen or won't be removed. So yeah, I feel like in a way that I feel like Social Security is stronger up against DOGE or DOGE than any other program. So I'm very confident in Social Security. Even if it does get removed, get dismantled, I do see it coming back, and I don't see it going away that long either. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I will see you on the next video. Until then, peace out. I love you.